into the ditch. I'm your resident ditch witch, Tara Tyne, and we're about to get witchy, whether you like it or not. Tonight, we are in Ireland's capital, Dublin city centre, and we're getting a ghost bus. Try as I might to finish up with Ditchoween. Ditchoween just will not finish with me. We have been very kindly invited onto the Gravedigger ghost tour, and I can't wait. Let's go. I'd say we want to be on our best behaviour though tonight, Dave. What do you think?
I'm going to be bold as brass.
Where are we going? Are we going upstairs? We go to the light, Dave. Okay, I'm scared already, and we haven't even gone hunting for ghosts yet. I think we found a safe little corner of the bus, but is there such a thing, really?
How's it going, folks? Woo, welcome aboard the Gravedigger Ghost Bus. Don't worry, folks. It rarely goes right. I mean wrong. But just in case, if you'd like to say a small little prayer, I wouldn't want any being possessed by a demon from hell. Available on QVC. Now then, these are the original walls of Dublin City.
The bus route is a sort of whistle-stop tour of some of the darkest and most reputedly haunted locations in Dublin city centre. Our first diversion was at one of Dublin's original city gates, built in 1240, just behind St. Audouin's Church, parts of which are even older again, and of course, dripping with tasty folklore. On this stop we heard the story of the Dolocher, a demonic beast which terrorised Dubliners, particularly women, around the back alleys and deserted laneways of Christchurch at the end of the 18th century. We're into it now. We're back on the bus. When he whipped out the Ouija board, I whipped out my rosary beads, okay? I might not be a baptised Catholic anymore, but I never leave home without rosary beads. You never know when you're going to need them.
Too fresh in the mind after Ditchoween.
I'm telling you. Did we learn nothing over Ditchoween?
No.
Are you okay, Dave?
No.
Then it was time for a wee lesson in plague history, and Dave sadly got stabbed to death by our tour guide.
You see the rats? Oh, they spread the plague. They faintly hid within the city walls, but the body louse, which spreads typhus fever, that gladly came along for the ride. Boom. Close your fucking eyes! Imagine walking through 1500s Dublin. Streets narrow and bustling. Your lungs filled with the smell of feces. That shit, by the way. And urine from the open sores. And as you look to your side of the road, you see piles of unburied corpses. Maggot-infested, pus-covered corpses, which almost appear to be moving. But it's not the corpses who live. Oh, no. No. It's the flesh-gorged rats. And they were the brutal stabbings of Lord Frederick Cavendish and Thomas Henry Burke. Just to make sure. Now, after these two men were stabbed to death, nationwide manhunt for the killers. But the leaders of the gang were apprehended. But they were a devious lot. They didn't got a deal with the authorities. In exchange for their freedom, they agreed to testify on Judge Judy against the other members of the gang. And as these 5 men were being led away to the gallows to be hanged, they swore they would have their revenge on their traitorous leaders. And they would never watch Judge Judy again.
Our next stop was at Kilmainham Jail to hear tales of the ghosts of Ireland's rebels.
Want to learn about ghosts? Well, we have plenty of ghosts around here. This was the place where them, up at Dublin Castle, sent people to wait the last days of their lives before they went to face the hangman. They would hang the person until almost dead by the neck. Then they would cut them down the middle and across the gut. Then they would pull out their guts and light them on fire. The smell must have been something awful. And one figure is to be seen outside the door of one Joseph Plunkett, one of the leaders of the 1916 Rising. This is said to be the ghost of his wife, Grace, who they married the day before his execution and was never allowed to be alone together. Still, she seems to have stayed by his side. If you don't believe me, feel free to linger around with me till midnight and we can wait in the west cell together. Now, back on the bus.
Joseph Plunkett is one of my absolute favourite icons from the 1916 Rising. If you'd like to find out why he's such a ledge bag, I would highly recommend the excellent documentary about him, which I'll link in the description below. It's by my friend Marcus Howard of the Easter Rising Stories YouTube channel, and it also features some music by me, so check it out. If you're more the sentimental type, there's a song about his short-lived marriage to Grace Givert that would melt the face clean off your head, which I'll also link below. But back to the bus for now, and it was time for some celebrity body snatching. So we're now going body snatching at Glasnevin Cemetery. It's one of Ireland's most famous cemeteries. An awful lot of famous people buried in here. I think we're going to try digging some of them up. Got my little non-alcoholic shot here. All the people drinking the green ones, they're probably all going to die. So we decided to stay sensible and drink the bloody looking
Right, folks,
one.
as they say in Ireland, sláinte.
Sláinte!
Not you bloody lad again.
Oh, Jesus.
The man not getting any peace. There's plenty of money in a nice, fresh corpse.
How do you feel now? You've your feet tack level 5 in body snatching.
I feel more accomplished as a human being. So Dan,
How's it going?
that was absolutely brilliant. I'm so
yeah,
impressed.
it was
You're
alright,
very,
like.
very good.
Yeah. I've been at it a while, like.
What inspired you to start?
Well, I was working in a bank, and a friend of mine cast me in a short film. And one of the other actors in it was my name is Shane, and Shane just asked me, he assumed I was an actor even though I was a banker. And he asked me, would I come and do this? And I said, oh yeah, cool. So it seemed like a bit of fun. So it all happened by accident, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's a big change from working in a bank, I have to say.
Indeed, and it is.
Yeah.
And were you always into spooky stuff?
I guess so. Yeah, of course I was. I guess I've always been like everybody's a fan of the classics. You know, Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, Psycho. Big fan of the kind of the classic scare stuff, and even more recent stuff like love the screams, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Big fan. I think you kind of have to be a horror fan to get a buzz over the.
And you think Dublin's a good city for it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but there's so much history here as well. It's crazy. Like some of the stories we tell, like they're based on real people, and it's amazing the depth and the knowledge and just how horrendous. And there's a load more. Like there's been so much macabre stuff happening over the years. But it's great because a city like Dublin. I mean, Dublin obviously is like what. Its millennium was back in 1988, so it's like that's nearly 30 years ago now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's well over 1,000 years, so there's a lot of history there.
Yeah. And I suppose so many of the characters would have been remembered over the years as well.
Oh, they would, of course, yeah. And there's loads of other people that we don't even touch on, but like people like Darky Kelly, and there's mad stories like, I don't know if you've ever heard about your man Billy the Bull.
No.
He used to go around on a bowl. He literally, like a Subbuteo man, he was living in a bowl, he had no legs. And he was incredibly strong. And he used to kind of basically move around in the bowl. But he was so strong, he used to attack and murder women. For the money, like, to rob them, yeah.
No
but he was
way.
so strong, he could pull them in. He'd hide in a bush. And they think he was harmless because he had no legs.
Yeah.
But he was so strong, he
Yeah.
grabbed them and killed them. Unbelievable.
So you're literally overflowing with stories.
Oh,
like
absolutely,
Dublin.
100%, yeah.
Where are you actually from yourself?
I'm from Cork originally.
Yeah.
I immigrated in 2002 to Dublin, yeah. I'm nearly here 20 years, but I'm not going to get rid of the accent.
And do you still miss the People's Republic?
People's Republic is where it's at.
Yeah.
Of course it is, yeah. I go home now and again, you know, I have to.
Squid Game.
Yeah, Squid Game, yeah, come on. Oh, yeah. Just shout out to you when you recognise a thing, just shout out a word there, whenever you feel like it.
And I think Cork could be another great city for a tour like that too.
Oh, I think so, yeah. I mean, you'd have loads of spots like Cork Jail and all that, and there a lot of history down there, big time. And especially with the rebels and all that, and of course, like, poor old Cork, the Black and Tans burned half of Cork back in the day, you know,
Indeed,
and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I'm sure there's loads of ghosts from all that area. There has to be,
Yeah, we'll be taking a trip down that way at some point as well.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Say hello to all the locals down there.
we will indeed.
Thank you very
It's been
much.
an absolute
Pleasure
pleasure,
meeting you.
Dan.
Bye-bye,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Look at the smoke, look. Hogwarts ain't got nothing on that, okay? Hands down, spookiest bus I've been on, and I've been riding bus airing for 20 years now. No messing. And so we found ourselves back at the historic Trinity College, where the tour starts and finishes. Even though I'm pretty familiar with this part of the city, I was super disorientated after my trip to historic Dublin, so the crack was 90 to be honest with you. You can see I still have the rosary beads on just to be safe. We haven't really been in Dublin since before the pandemic. It's kind of come to the point where we need a really good excuse to come up here. I mean, it's a really vibrant city, it's excellent, but it's also very fast paced, and I can only really do that so often before I need to lie down in a darkened room. But I have to say, this was well worth making the trip up for, and a lovely reason to come up at night time and see the city at night. You know, it's still fairly early. If you wanted to, you could still go for a drink, you could still go for a meal. We actually need to get something to eat now before we head home. The Gravedigger's Ghost Tour would absolutely 100% recommend if you're going to be in Dublin anytime in the not too distant future. Really, really good stuff. The folks are super into it, they're super knowledgeable, and I'd actually nearly come back again just to see another actor doing it. I think depending on who you get on the night, it'll be a completely different experience, so it definitely is the kind of thing you can just do over and over. So from where are we in Dublin? Oh, there's Molly Malone selling our cockles and mussels. I wonder if she any squid rings. You like a squid ring, Dave, don't you?
I love them.
So hit subscribe for more fun and witchy adventures. I upload every Thursday and you're not going to want to miss it. Slán agus bannacht, goodbye and good luck to you.